Rise and shine, people. Okay, it's 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But if you're a sleeping inner, kind of sleeping inner, you like sleeping in, maybe this is the time you wake up. We got our starting line up here. We are ready to go for harvest. We're all gassed up and ready to go. We are gonna we're gonna go get our mustard on. No straw for this harvest. Just mustard. Doesn't give straw unless it's gonna surprise me somehow. But I don't remember mustard being a thing to have, or straw being a thing for mustard. Equipment's all nice and shiny, clean, ready to go. And here we go. And ooh, looks like we're going to be unloading a lot. We got these weird little patches of, it says harvested. Oh, and we're full already. Yaichi mama. We're going to get some decent yield with this stuff. Yeah, see, this kind of popped up, and I mean, this popped up before it was ready to harvest. Weird, eh? It's not withered. The odd time you see a withered patch, but yeah, I'm just gonna get George here and our new dog. Oh, George, that would be me. We're gonna give the old dog a new trick with the auger wagon here. It's a little bit more, shall we say, swift of foot than Liz. Of course, the fence runs at 32, but he doesn't have quite the jam to pull a fully loaded auger wagon too swiftly. So we are going to do it this way, and I'm sure, and it's kind of a matching-ish color. I would say she's a bit on in age, but definitely fully functional and well equipped to the job that we are, going to put her up to. So you may ask, what is mustard selling for, Ludy? Well, let me tell you. Right now, $776 per 1,000, which is half the price of rye. But let's just take a look at mustard. Where is she? Where is she? Mustard, there she is. So we're really at the lowest point of low for mustard prices. I'm gonna guess either the last day of fall or the first day of winter is gonna be around abouts, because this is kind of doesn't always exactly follow that. What's rye peak at? So 19. Well, we never got $1,900 for it. But I would take 12 for mustard for sure. We will see what happens there. First, we got to get it off the field, and it doesn't. Yeah, it's. I think probably. Mustard doesn't turn brown when it's ready to harvest. It stays kind of a green color. Obviously, as we're doing this, duh. Thanks, Mr. Obvious. Anyhow, oh my goodness. This is yeah. So we're going to be, yeah, unloading a lot. I guess I probably should have expected this from previous experience, but you kind of never know when you come to a new area what you're going to end up with and what kind of yield. So obviously we haven't even made 2 passes of this field, and we're already unloading 2 full hopper loads. Of course, the hopper load's 9,000 liters, which is nothing to sniff at, but it's a far cry from the 26 or 29,000 some of them hold, or 22 for the John Deere. Well, I guess the new John Deere is 20. I'll say 26-ish, somewhere thereabouts. But this is what we got, and I mean, it's not like we're it's not like the snow's flying and we gotta get it all off at once. I mean, we could lease another one and have a worker work at it, but then then if you're gonna do it that way, you're kind of better off just having a worker work both. With this kind of yield, you're going to be unloading a lot, no matter what kind of cultivar harvester you have. So you're better off hiring a worker to work the two harvesters, and you're just busy going back and forth unloading them with, well, whatever, trailer, loading wagon, or auger wagon, or whatever chaser bin, as they may call it, some places. Yeah, you'd be kept busy just doing that, pretty much. So, yeah, what more? Yeah, no straw this year, or hay. A little bit of hay that was left behind by the grass. What else? It was a bit of a lazy Saturday, until the mustard popped up ready to harvest here. Of course, tomorrow being Sunday is football Sunday. My Chiefs are playing at noon. Their divisional rival, the Chargers. I believe it's in KC. That's going to be a game since the, well, I'm going to say disappointing result from last week. So we'll see how they bounce back. I mean, it is a, wow, that filled up fast again. Whew. I'm going to spend more time unloading and driving back and forth than I am going to be harvesting. And my battery's low. Just a moment. Oh, come on, get in there. Get in there. There you go. Yeah, so I don't know if any of you guys are football fans or not. I've been a Chiefs fan since back in 1991. I went to see a game in Kansas City and been a fan ever since. So had some years there. It was tough to be a fan, but things are looking, well, I was privileged to watch their second Super Bowl win. The first one I did not I wasn't born yet, so not that it was far off. I mean, actually, no, I was. I just wouldn't have remembered it because it was 50 years separating. Yeah, I would have been like 3. Not quite avid fan of football quite yet. That took a few years, but yeah. So that's what my Sunday is going to be like, and I do enjoy watching other teams as well. I am a football fan, not just my team. Of course, there's teams that you love to hate. The Raiders being one of them. Well, anyone in my division particularly, and of course, after last year, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on my top of my list for this year. Anyways, let's not really talk about that too much. Hockey, ice hockey. Yes, I am also a ice hockey fan. Now, being from where I am a Winnipeg Jets fan, as you may or may not know. That was a little tough too, because I mean, they entered the NHL in 1970. Ooh, now I'm stretching my knowledge of the local team. Well, they were in the AHL, or not the AHL, the WHA, World Hockey Association, and they had a pretty good team, as it was. Bobby Hull, for instance, was the star player. They won the Avco Cup the last year that the WHA was a thing. The league folded after that, and many of the teams were absorbed into the National Hockey League. Winnipeg Jets being one of them. Others of note, I believe, were the Hartford Whalers and a few others. My historical knowledge of that time period is a little sketchy. I am not a hockey historian. I'm just a hockey fan. Anyways, as some of you may also know, in 1996 they left, and we were left without an NHL team. And so if you still wanted to have a team to cheer for, well, I wasn't going to cheer for the Phoenix Coyotes because that's where they went. That's a little bit of a painful thing. They're still there too, by the way. So I had been a fan of the Washington Capitals before that even. And so that is where it stands now. Also a team that, well, until 2018, had not won a championship. They came close. 1997, they made it to the Cup final, where they got swept by the Detroit Red Wings. That was not fun to watch either. But Alex Ovechkin came along, amongst other players. Braden Holtby was stellar that year. That is the 2018 season. He no longer is with the team either. He had a bad season after that, and they didn't renew his They didn't offer him another contract, and last year he played in Vancouver, had a terrible year there too. I like the guy. He's a good guy. Just kind of fell off for him after that. Caps have not returned to the finals since that year. We'll see what happens this year. Last year was a bit of a schmozzle, shall we say, with the whole, with the entire sporting world in general, along with the rest of the world in general. Anyways, so that is, I know ice hockey is a little bit more of an international game than American football. We do have Canada does have its own football league, the Canadian Football League. It has an interesting and storied history as well that I can't really boast a whole lot of knowledge about it, but it is over 100 years old. The league, that is, and it's had many different teams, and I don't really follow it at all because it's just the nature of sport and football being as it is. There are some rule differences. For instance, they play with 3 downs instead of 4. The field is a fair bit larger, wider, and longer than an NFL field. Actually, more akin to a soccer field. Actually, as a matter of fact, I could be wrong. I think it is the size of a soccer field. No, I want to say that's right, but it's I would have to check the facts on that. But anyways, nevertheless, it is longer and wider than a standard NFL field, and there's some other differences. The one thing that makes it a little, for me, not being as it is, it's not a big money league. It's kind of like more of a minor league. I mean, not to say there isn't talented players, but all the really talented players are playing in the NFL. And anyone who's any good in the CFL jumps at the chance to even sit on a practice squad somewhere on some NFL team because it's just the way it is. There's way more money and a bunch of other stuff, right? Because most of the really good players are U.S. born players anyways, and they couldn't make the cut on an NFL team. So the next best thing is playing in the CFL. Now, a lot of guys don't want to sit on a practice squad on an NFL team, and then they will sign on to a CFL just so they can get some field time just to play. They would quite probably be a starter in the CFL as opposed to like 3rd or 4th string, or like I say, practice squad in the NFL. What else was I going to say? And there has been some players of note that Now, mind you, U.S. players, U.S.-born players that kind of made their name in the CFL and then went on to have successful careers in the NFL. Two off the top of my head, Warren Moon and Doug Flutie. Those two gentlemen started off their, well, they progressed their career in the CFL first with much success, and then parlayed that into an NFL career, a successful one, of course, as many of you may know. There have been some good Canadian talent that also have played in the NFL. None that I can think of at the moment. I know I mean, it's at the tip of my tongue, but well, for instance, the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, he opted out last year. Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, the offensive lineman, I think it's a left guard. He was well, I would say he was instrumental in the first Super Bowl win. Of course, like I said, he opted out last year. There was just about nobody on that offensive line last year. By the end of the season, and thus the terrible result in the Super Bowl, of which we won't mention again. Anyways, so that's just me yapping along about sports. Not too farm related there. Although, you know, Bobby Hull of I guess whoa, a little squirrely there. He's probably more well known for his time with the Chicago Blackhawks, which is understandable, of course. But he did. He was the first $1 million player. He signed that contract on the corner of Portage and Main here in Winnipeg. Where am I going with that? Yeah. Oh, yes. So Bobby Hull. Yes. So he was a farm boy. As a matter of fact, I mean, during those years, there wasn't anything. There was no analytics. There wasn't any off-season training. You didn't have a dietitian or the kind of stuff they have now for players is, you know, just, well, leaps and bounds, I guess you could say, above. So I mean, even just seeing some of the talent that was in the league at that time is astounding in some ways, because of basically these guys did whatever they wanted. It was just natural talent. It was not, well, if any, it was very little like real not real training. I mean, they did train. I mean, it was like spring training, but that's usually they come to spring training and get in shape during during training camp. Sorry, spring training is baseball. Training camp, I meant. Hockey, they have that to start the season, as most teams do. But anyways, back to Bobby Hull. Being a farm boy, he would go. So obviously summer is off season. The winter is hockey season. He would go home to the farm, and he'd be chucking bales and working on the farm. And he was a strong fellow. So, you know, farm work is good for the soul, good for the muscles, and it could help you be a better hockey player or a football player for that matter. Arm core strength, right? You know, you're tossing hay bales, right? They're not exactly light. So, yeah, me, I'm not a farm boy, but I like the farm life. I'll let someone else toss the hay bales. I'll drive the combine, the harvester. Now it's interesting. A little side note. Oh man. Okay, this is ridiculous. This is just filling up, just so much. Oh man, I'm just gonna. Excuse me, pardon me, while I get into the vehicle here. So I'm pretty sure I've talked about this before, but I've always grown up seeing. We call them swathers. This game calls them mowers. Now the best example of what I would consider a swather, or what we call swathers here, is that Roslamash mower that has what looks like a harvester header on it, like this unit here. Now that's more what I'm used to seeing out cutting crop, and then a harvester like this one. That we still have the combines, harvesters, but instead of this on the front of them, there's like a very small a small pickup on the front that just picks up the swath and then processes the grain and harvests it and threshes it in this. The reason behind that is up here the season is much shorter up here, so it's a very compact, condensed growing season. You plant in maybe May, if you're lucky. June, July, August, September, you're getting frost already, possibly. Crop moisture, the moisture content is a thing. So right, so I mean the grain's got, if the grain has too much moisture in it, the people who buy it don't want it. You're going to have to either dry it or you leave it in the field longer for it to dry out. Now, it's not always an option because it might still be kind of growing. So what you do is you swath it, or you cut it and lay it down in a swath. And then it dries out much quicker because you've cut it. So now it may only take a few days or whatsoever for it to dry to the point where you can harvest it. So that's what I'm used to seeing, especially with mustard. I don't know. Mustard. As far as I know, we don't have a whole lot of mustard around here. Mostly it's wheat, barley, lots of corn, lots of canola. It's a little bit of soybean now that I'm starting to see a bit more soybean. Not a whole lot. More canola, wheat, barley, flax. There's definitely flax. And sunflower. We do have a fair bit of sunflower. Mostly, I'm pretty sure it's mostly for oil seed. Same with corn. It's not. It's probably very. I mean, there's a bunch of different varieties, of course, but for the most part, it would be. I would imagine. Well, I mean, there's several. Like I say, there's several kinds of corn. I just see a lot of corn. I don't go up and ask the farmer, say, what kind of corn is this? Or is it selling for? I mean, is it oil seed because it's corn oil? Is it for like human consumption, as in cornmeal or corn? I don't see a lot of corn flour up here. So, I mean, it's feed corn too, right? Animal feed. Um, yeah. There's a bit of silage. Not my uncle used to do some corn silage, but you get as far as that goes, I think this game is pretty accurate as to the amount of silage you get off of corn, because you get quite a bit. Anyways, this field is this harvest is gonna make or break me. That's oh dear. So I think I've talked enough. I think I'm gonna continue doing this harvest here. I might do a little bit of quick tape, little time lapse here for you a little bit. I'm not gonna bore you too much with oh my, it's gonna be a lot of going back and forth, dumping grain into this thing. I'm gonna have to rethink my harvester situation. I think I might we'll see how it goes. I mean, I got a fair bit of money. We might yeah, you know what, we might invest in another harvester and still keep this one, get this one too. I know I said should have workers run two harvesters, but yeah, see what to do. I think we're at the point there where this is ridiculous. I got lots to do, and yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna be we'll be right back, and maybe we've got something spanky new to look at. Maybe not. We'll see. Okay. Well, we're back. So you can see we have a new piece of equipment here. The next truck. It's a locally manufactured vehicle, kind of an older style. Has some modern touches to it. Kind of agricultural looking. It was reasonably priced. A reasonably priced vehicle. Very strong enough to pull this here finely crafted trailer. We're having an Unreal harvest, so I figured we'd get an Unreal trailer. So if we take a quick peek, we have harvested 13, 12, and 15, and we have 504,742 liters of mustard. It is redonkulous. So so going through, I mean, that 90,000 liter trailer was filling up faster than you could shake a bottle of mustard at it. So it's like, okay, well, we still got some funds. We're gonna recoup the expend. Oh yes, and this green beauty here. Also, for what it is, very reasonably priced. John Deere. It is the S780. It holds 22,000 something liters, and it fills up fairly quickly as well. So yeah. This is just, the mustard is just a ridiculously high yield product. Well, I'm not complaining. Just you got to be ready for it. We're gonna start a worker on this one here, because this thing I just had to. I mean, it occupies this one with 9,000 liters. Start her up. Pull it forward a little bit. It won't even make it halfway down, well, barely halfway down this field, before I have to get in there and unload it. Yeah. And then we got that other big field. Yet we're gonna be over 1 million liters for sure. And if we even get close to if we hit 1 million liters, that's $1,000 per. I mean, we're gonna get $1 million for our crop this year. That will have well paid for any equipment we may have purchased. So look at that, he's 80% already. So it's yeah, too bad we couldn't merge these. These definitely don't have collisions on them. Okay, well, that's it's one of those holographic. Oh my. I didn't even test that last time. I mean, I just assume that these things are gonna go thump, and yeah, okay. Right on. Yes. Well, we have a fall project. Oh my, he's stopped already. Set a worker on this one. We're just going to close your eyes and teleport over to let the dogs out, and we'll go over here. Yeah, okay, well, that opens some possibilities. They didn't say they put holographic light lampposts up. It'll reduce our grass mowing, but I mean, we'll still have all this right side. I mean, we have all the grass in this entire area. As mentioned, the municipality has granted us access to all the grass. If we can, at least keep some of it trimmed, looking neat. We can have the grass that is off of it. I'm thinking we whoa. So one thing about these the 2 tracks, they're a little bit sensitive for moving around and stuff, which is which is the nature of a 2-track kind of caterpillar type vehicle. They do have a very small turning radius. So very handy in small areas. And that's why they were used for construction for traction, of course. Of course, now it's rubber tracks to minimize damage to the soil and so forth for agricultural use. Tracks seem to be becoming quite popular with a lot of farm vehicles due to the I guess the low compaction. I'm not exactly the trade-offs, I'm not sure exactly in the real world what the trade-off is obviously you don't have to keep an eye on air pressure. They're not inflated, but I'm sure there's other maintenance aspects to it. There's a lot more moving parts to a track than a wheel. See, we're back here again. So this is what it's going to be, a lot of back and forth, keeping these things emptied. Barely made it halfway before he filled it up again. Yes. That's craziness. Well, if we look at our rice is next on the docket, and then we're going to try coffee. And it's interesting, mustard is listed as an oil seed. That is definitely one of its uses, as along with dried. You get dried mustard. The mustard we're used to is the prepared mustard in the ones you put on your hot dogs and hamburgers and so forth. Everybody knows what coffee is. It seems like if I do soybeans here, it bumps up my rye and mustard to 1.2 in yield potential. So that's it's interesting. It's something you can kind of play with your crop rotation and kind of see what effect it has on yields and so forth. And my dear old John, he doesn't particularly like the header I picked on this one, but see, this thing, well, it's like I will barely get down to the other side without. This is a shorter field, so a much shorter field than the other two were. And you see that one. That one's got some. Square footage to it for sure. And we will. We'll be working on merging these fields now that we've sorted out the lamppost problem. Oh dear, I can't believe I just noticed that. It's rare for let's just say it's rare for those type of lampposts to be used because they're fairly expensive, I would imagine, and It's not something you would expect when you come into an area. Um, um, so we're just going to pretend that they're holographic, and we will continue on with our with our story. So yes, so um, so we have that project. I think we might gonna be a little bit sneaky, and I'm gonna cut the grass. So my thoughts here, of course, is extending this out along the road here to kind of match that, and then plowing in this area between here, and we're gonna have a nice long, big field that will become our largest field for sure. We still have a small one here, smallish one, that we can perhaps there's a nice little small one here. I don't think if I get this one I might merge it with, yeah, I mean there's possibilities. This stretch here is very nice. It's a very nice long kind of square. You can definitely merge all these into a one nice big field, but that's future planning on Riverbird with Looney Farm Guy. Yeah, so we're going to check back in later again with another update once we get on to the next field. So we'll see you when we get over there. Okay. We are back. Come on, Farm Dog Max. Come up here. Farm Dog Max wants to cuddle with Farm Dog? Farmer Looney. Yeah, you're a good boy. Yes, so as you can see, we have finished our harvest. I just have the old fit here. We're going to, well, let's take a quick look. We need some lime and to be done there. We can look after that because we are going to merge these fields, as you have seen. Oh, one more thing. What is the total? No, not that one. There we go. Let's just jump there. See, we got, here's the last little bit of the harvest. We're going to dump that. Come on. As he says, we are going to dump that. There we go. Rest of the mustard. And we will get the grand total of our mustard harvest. Now, yes. While we were doing that, we cultivated those two fields there, fields 13, 12, and 15. I left 14 and 17 because we are going to be doing some plowing together, and we'll do the cultivating all one time. Oh, we have hit our $1 million liter maximum on this silo. Alrighty then. So we have some other decisions to make. The prices for mustard is not great right now. Anyways, yeah. Okay, so we got some work to do for the rest of the summer and fall. Oh, we're going to cut those trees down over there, the offensive trees in my way. And then we are going to clear the stumps, and we're going to give it one more run through with the old batwing here, and collect up that little bit of grass we can get there before we plow them together, just to maximize our income from there. And I don't think it's going to bother us cutting grass in the rain. I don't know. I've never tried cutting grass in the rain before. Anyways, do like that blue. Anyways, I hope you liked that episode. It was a lot of, harvesting as harvest time goes, and quite a bit of little fast time thingy here and there, but we got her done, and we still got lots of work to do, so stay tuned, and we'll see you next time. So if you liked it, put a like. If you didn't like it, tap the dislike button twice, as Yelsa Farmer always says. Anywho, as he says too. Anywho, yeah, I'm Looney Farm Guy. Till next time. Bye for now.